Matt.
Hi, Barry. How are you?
Good. Nice to talk to you.
Are you in the West Coast or East Coast?
I'm in the West Coast, and I live in Palm Springs.
When I was looking up some information, I know who you are. I know you know your music, but you go online, and it's amazing how much information there is about your career and even your personal life, like on your Wikipedia page. Are you amazed at how much information is out there?
Oh, I'm so old. It just keeps adding up as the years go on. More and more things happen. So, I guess there's a lot of information.
What's the extent of your personal online presence? Do you use Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff?
No, I don't. I don't use Facebook and I don't use Twitter. I think it's just a little too public for me. The people that run my management organization, they have a Barry Manilow Facebook page, and I can go on there and I can check out what people are saying and photos and stuff like that. But I don't have one of my own. I just think it's a little too public for me.
Now you got your 50th Top 40 hit with Santa Claus is coming to town.
Something.
How does it feel to keep racking up all the chart records?
Isn't it? It's just amazing. I can't get over it. I just can't get over it. I thought this would be over years ago, but I seem to. The public is very kind to me, and they seem to be still interested in what I've got the music I'm making, and it's amazing to me.
Because it's Christmas album, that's one of those holiday classics now. Everybody, it's right up there with the Nat King Cole records and everything.
Right.
One of my favorites is the Jingle Bells that you did with Expose. That's my favorite on there.
Yeah. I did three. For a Jewish guy, having 3 Christmas albums.
Yeah.
But I just love that stuff. I love that kind of songwriting because, when you do the classic Christmas pop songs, you're going back to that world of the 1940s and 30s and 40s, and that's the world I love, that songwriting, the great stuff that comes out of the Great American Songbook written by some of the great songwriters. They're in that Christmas catalog of music. So I love arranging and producing and performing songs like that, and the Christmas stuff is right up my alley. I loved the Because It's Christmas album. It was my first one, and I loved it. And then the next one was maybe even my most favorite, and that was called A Gift of Love, A Christmas Gift of Love.
Yeah.
Because it was more of a swing thing, and it was really fun to work with a swinging orchestra like that and arrange these old songs with that kind of feel in mind. And then the third one was a smaller one. It was kind of a jazzy take on some of these Christmas songs. So I loved making all 3 of them. So this next one is a compilation of all those 3 albums, the best of all those 3, and I think it just came out.
Yes, it did. As a songwriter, have all the writing a holiday classic like those, like Jingle Bells and those songs that just live on forever. I mean, generations. Have you ever? And correct me if I'm wrong, but have you ever tried to tackle writing a classic of that type of magnitude, like another type of Jingle Bells or something?
I've got one that they keep going for that I did about 3 years ago. It's called Christmas is Just Around the Corner. And they play it a lot over the last 4 years. I think it's only 4 years old. And it is irresistible. You should check it out. Irresistible. And I think I nailed it. Bruce and I nailed it. He wrote a great lyric. And I wrote one of those real commercial catchy melodies. And it's the Christmas kind of things are the only way you can get a song like that on the radio. Otherwise, it becomes what are they? Old-fashioned, all the words that they use. But you can get that kind of song on the radio in that style during the Christmas time. And so that, because it's just around the corner, because it's Christmas, and maybe even that song I wrote years ago called It's Just Another New Year's Eve. Those are the 3 they play that are originals. And, but you only get a month of them, you only get a month on the radio. But, it takes a long time for those songs to become classics. That's why Jingle Bells is such a classic. It's 1 million years old.
Yeah.
just around the corner. Christmas, you feel it in the air. Better write all your letters to Santa. There's shopping and wrapping to do. I bet you'll never believe it when you see what I got you. You're gonna love it. Christmas is just around the corner. Candles are glowing everywhere. Can't wait until that night. Reindeer appear. Christmas, and it's just about here. Just around the corner. Christmas, you feel it in the air. You feel it in the air. All the trees are surrounded with presents. The stockings are filling up too. I bet you'll never believe it when you see what I got you. What did you get me? Christmas. It's just around the corner. Sleigh bells are ringing in the square. Too bad December comes just once a year. Christmas, time to trim the tree. Christmas, can it really be Christmas? Yes, it's finally here. We've been waiting all year, and it's finally here. Yes, it's finally.
Looking at the like we were talking about the top 40 hit, the sales awards you've received. I was looking at your discography online and the gold, platinum record sales. It doesn't look, even like in the past few years, your latest releases, you haven't lost touch with this even new generation of fans. How does it make you feel to maintain your, I don't know, use the word relevancy with, today's music? So much has changed.
Yes, I am amazed. But one of the things I've learned is that one of the ways of being commercial is to not be commercial, is not to try to be commercial. Every time I've tried to write a hit song, I always bomb. Every time I've done stuff that just feels good, those are the ones that I have a shot with. Like Copacabana, for instance, nobody believed in it. The record company thought it was a novelty cut that belonged on the Sonny and Cher hour. None of them believed in it, and I loved writing it. Bruce and I had a ball with his lyric and my melody, and Ronnie and I produced a real great record, and that was it. I loved it. And the record company didn't promote it. They just let it go, and they promoted all the other big ballads that were on that album. And here came Copacabana out of nowhere, and the public just liked it. They liked it, and it went up the charts little by little by little until it got to the top 10. So, who knows how to write a hit song? I don't. I just do what feels good. And, and that's like what I say. Maybe the best way to be commercial is just to not be commercial.
Now, I'm always curious when I talk to artists about pre-show rituals that they do before they go on stage in front of thousands of people. How do you prepare for a show?
Well, I do all my stuff. I put my clothes on, and I try to look my best. And then before I go on stage, I do get together with the band. We don't hold hands and sing Kumbaya. We don't do that.
Yeah.
But we do make sure that we get together in a room and just talk, or there's a CD player blasting, and we just become a group. I think it's really important for us to become a group and walk together down the hallway, up to the stage, and onto the stage. And for me, I really need to feel that all of us are together. We're a group. That would be the only ritual I can tell you about.
Now, you a country music fan? You listen to country music a lot?
I do not.
Have you ever thought about doing a country album just as a side project?
I think it would be a little crazy. For a guy like me from Brooklyn, are you kidding? I think the country audience would throw me off the stage. But I did do one of my favorite cuts is a Garth Brooks song called "If Tomorrow Never Comes," and I did my pop ballad pop version of it, and I do it on stage now and again. And I slowed it down and added a backbeat, and it's a beautiful record. And whenever I do it, the public loves it. The audiences always love it. And but even though it's a country song, the way he does it, I did it in my own way, and it still works, which just goes to prove that if it's a good song, it'll work in any style, any arrangement, any kind of take on it. And that song, country as it is just as good for me as it is for Garth.
How do you even pick a set list with all the songs you got? It's just if you're just doing a holiday show, you just stick to the holiday songs, or you try to throw in everything?
Every tour I've done, I always sit down and take a look at my life and say, okay, what do I want to say? What is this show? What do I want them to walk out feeling, or remembering, or understanding? And most of the time it was always based on the latest album. Whether it was a big band album that I had, the whole stage looked a little like a big band, even though I sang the hits. The whole evening was kind of headed in the big band era. Same thing with my Showstoppers album, which was a Broadway album, and it just so every time I go out, I always try to figure out what is the angle to this year. And so this year, I see what the audiences want. They want the songs that they grew up with. They want to hear these songs that they love that I've done, and I'm happy to do it. And so this year, it's not a greatest hit show, but it includes more of the hits than I've ever done.
Now, your instrument drive seems to be doing quite well. A lot of people are driving to that. How's it going? You've been keeping up on how it's doing?
Yeah, I do. In the beginning, I chose cities, and we picked 15 schools, and we asked them what they needed, and I would go, and me and Yamaha, we would get them all the instruments they needed. Every city we did that, and we would 5 truckloads of brand new instruments would take off at the same time, and they would go to these schools and drop them off. Well, this last tour, I decided I would ask the audiences to help me out. And they drop off used instruments that they're not using or collecting dust in the attic in their basement, and they drop them off at the gig or at some music store. And it's been working. I started off, I donate a piano to every city, and I'm hoping that the audiences will come along, and they have. Every city that we've played, and I've done this to, we've collected between 75 to 100 instruments, and we give it to the school district, and they give it out to the schools that need it. It's a small organization, this Manilow Music Project. It's not like the Grammys or NARAS with multi-millions of dollars worth of. I just do it because I needed to do it, and it seems to be working.
What do you think about the cutbacks that are happening in public schools right now?
It's just awful. That's what started this whole thing off. When I found out that they're cutting music and arts classes all over the country, and it just, to think that young kids are not going to have music in the schools. Goodness, if I didn't have it, I come from Brooklyn, from Williamsburg, Brooklyn, which when I grew up there was a dump, and my high school was a dump. But my high school had an orchestra class in it, and it was the thing that grounded me and pointed me in the direction that I needed to be in. And there may be a baby Barry out there right now that is filled with music and doesn't know what to do with it, and the schools are not going to help them along, and it just kills me.
What products do you have lined up for the future?
What projects? Okay, I've got an idea for another album, but it's taken me a long time. But it's an interesting album. It may be in the style of an album I made years ago called Paradise Cafe. It was my first jazz album. And so this next album, I'm kind of toying around with that style of album. And then I've got this Broadway musical that I've been trying to mount for years now that looks good for this year. So we'll all cross our fingers for that. It's called Harmony.
Well, thank you so much, Barry. I appreciate you taking the time.
This was great. You great questions. So this was very enjoyable. Thanks a lot.
Well, take care. God bless. We'll see you here in town.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I remember all my life raining down as cold as ice, shadows of a man, a face through a window, crying in the night. The night goes into morning, just another day. Happy people pass my way, looking in their eyes, I see a memory. I never realized how happy you made me, oh Mandy. Well, you came and you gave without taking, but I sent you away, oh Mandy. Well, you kissed me and stopped me from shaking, and I need you today, oh Mandy. Standing on the edge of time, I've walked away when love was mine, caught up in a world of uphill climbing. The tears are in my mind and nothing is rhyming, oh Mandy. Well, you came and you gave without taking, but I sent you away, oh Mandy. You kissed me and stopped me from shaking, and I need you today, oh Mandy. I don't mind telling you that when I found myself totally broke in 1974, I was scared shitless. I tell you, sometimes life is scary. Sometimes life just seems very unfair. But you just gotta hang in there. Really, what's the alternative? Giving up? I'll tell you what I learned on the streets of Brooklyn, New York. You can give in, you can give out, but you don't give up.